This was probably about a decade ago. I worked in customer service and collections at a call center for a second chance credit card company. It was first party collections. So technically, first party collections does not have to follow the law. But that doesn't really matter in this case because we actually did follow the law. We would only call the 5 times a day that you're allowed to call. We would ensure that if somebody said, stop calling this number, remove my number, we'd remove the number as long as like they actually told us what number we called and everything. If they said there's nobody here by that name, we'd remove the number, cease and desist, we'd follow all of that. But if somebody called in or we called somebody and they said, yeah, let's make a payment over the phone with my debit card, there was a fee of $10.95. So the credit card limits ranged from 300 to $1,000, with the average being like 500. So let's say they have a $500 credit limit, minimum payment's $50. So they were like, I'm gonna make my minimum payment because it's at the balance. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's 50 plus 10.95 for $60.95. They were like, what? No. And we had to make this whole script thing featuring dog. And it would be, I would like to advise you that we use Western Union SpeedPay to process our pay by phone transactions. There is a fee of $10.95 for this pay by phone service. So your total, including the fee, will be $60.95. Do you authorize this payment? And if they said yes, we just go and authorize the payment. But if they said, no, I don't want to pay the fee, we couldn't waive the fee. We'd be like, well, you can go ahead and make a post-dated payment with your account and routing number, but you won't have your available credit for 7 to 10 days. Or you can make a payment with you can make a payment online. I think there was a $4.95 fee for your debit card. Oh, no, it wasn't when I was there. They added it later for the $4.95 fee with your debit card online. But when I was there, you could only pay with your checking account and routing number on there. And this led to a lot of people having like liquidity issues and stuff like that, and also not expecting that, because for a lot of people, an extra $10.95 when you're on second chance credit, that means you had some issues in the past from not paying your payments and things of that nature. So because of that, a lot of people ended up having getting upset, and you would get screamed at. You'd have to be like, supervisor, and the supervisor would never waive the fee. Which, like, that's the one thing I did kind of like, was that the supervisors would back up the agents. But what I didn't like was that we had to charge the fee in the first place, because why are we trying to keep these people trying to get their life back together down? Why are we charging a $10.95 fee to make a payment? Like, if you miss a payment, if you miss one payment, usually there's no big deal. But if you miss a second payment, there's the late fee, the second late fee, and the ding on your credit once you're 30 days late, which is a big deal. And, like, that's a whole problem, and I don't like that. And it's a whole thing. But I'm glad I don't work there anymore. I actually only worked there about 3 months. Call centers, people don't work at very long because they're horrible jobs. Between the horrible customers sometimes, trying to help the customers and not being able to because of policies and other nonsense, it was just awful. And also, like, the overstimulation of the phone ringing every other 2 seconds.